Hey everyone, welcome back to For the Record. I thank all of you for taking the time to watch this video, and all of my newest subscribers, thank you. So today's video is going to be a contest entry. I don't like using the word contest, but it is what it is, I guess. I don't look at it as like I don't like looking at this as a competition, but it's my entry into Mr. Mrhoffame, or Mr. Hall of Fame, or his alias Brandon, as he goes by. You know, I remember years ago when Brandon started out. I remember his videos, he'd block half his face. Maybe it's because you were shy, you know, I get it. But it would only show like from here down. His upper part of his face, you know, was out of camera view. And he used to talk really low like this. He'd say, "Hey, this is Brandon, blah 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 blah," and he talk really low. And I like how his videos are now, because he's got the best music room. You know, it's a music. He's got like 3 or 4 rooms in his house, and each room is dedicated to a genre or a style of music. He wins hands down. Any competition he enters, hands down, he wins music room tours. I've seen them all. Brandon, you win. But where was I? So Brandon has asked us to answer a few questions and, as an extra, do a room tour. And I think I am up to par for my room tour. Not quite to Brandon's standards, but it is what it is, and I love my space. So the first question, I think there were about 5 questions plus an extra, which was the room tour. I'm going to answer these the best I can, most honest way. So for 6,000 subscribers, again, congratulations, Brandon. And some of you may or may not know, I looked into who Brandon is, and he used to play basketball. I think the reason that he chose Mr. Mrhoffame, or Mr. Hall of Fame, is when he played basketball in college, he never missed a shot. And I mean, he never missed a shot. He was the best. Anyway, we go way back. Brandon's videos, I love watching his older videos, and then to what he is now. Anyway, so the first question is a song that scares you. Now, I don't know why I'm itching my face. I'm hot. Song this was difficult. I don't have a song or anything that scares me. The best way to answer this from me is this was actually really easy, because right when he was reading off the questions, I for some reason I'm gonna write this to Steve Miller's Sailor. Okay, this is a great album, but as far as scare, it doesn't scare me, but it's to me. Some of you may or may not agree. To me, this is a dark and gloomy album compared to what Steve Miller is today. If you listen to his discography, this is like a dark and gloomy. It doesn't scare me, but it's the closest thing, and it's one of my favorite albums. So Sailor. To me, it's dark and gloomy. It can be scary, I guess, but anyway, that's my first entry. The second question was, what part of your collecting process stresses you out the most? Now you know, I could probably list 10 different things that sort of stress me out. But I think I'm going to answer with three different answers on this one, Brandon. And I think he also said money can't be involved, so money's out of the question. So what stresses me out sometimes is when I'm cleaning them. I use my spin clean. When I've got a stack of records, I'm using spin clean. That's where I start putting them into new sleeves. I'm putting them into putting the jackets into clear plastic sleeves. And what kind of stresses me out the most is in that process. What I started doing was, I don't always put every album in a MoFi sleeve. Some in my opinion, just don't deserve the MoFi sleeves. say for example, Led Zeppelin, any Led Zeppelin album deserves a MoFi sleeve, compared to I mean, like Canned Heat, they deserve MoFi sleeves. But just I'm trying to think off the top of my head, just something that if something that doesn't deserve the MoFi sleeve, I have to put it in a paper sleeve. So that's kind of okay. Do I spend the money on the MoFi sleeve on this album, or do I do in this album? And but I started doing that. Excuse me, started doing that recently, so I don't spend that much money on the MoFi sleeve, because all albums, let's be honest, don't deserve. Like a lot of like compilation albums, I just don't think they deserve MoFi sleeves. Some just get the regular paper sleeve, and some also they don't get the clear plastic sleeves. And also finding albums in my collection that are damaged, and then you have to swap them out with a better copy. It's kind of stress. It's really stressful, because whenever I get albums in, 99% of the time I know I have it. Other times I put them off to the side, and I save those to look through my collection, make sure I don't have them. The other ones I go ahead and then I resell, because I buy and sell, and that's what buying and selling is majority of how I'm able to continue to collect. I buy a small collection. Sometimes it's a box of records, sometimes it's a crate of records, and sometimes it's a lot of records. And I buy and sell. So I'm continuously putting some off to the side. I think I have a copy, but I want to make sure that the copy I have is good. And what sucks, as a matter of fact, I have an original Metallica Master of Puppets, original pressing. Just a few weeks ago, I was going through my collection, and I was like, oh, I want to listen to Metallica, and I pulled the record out, and I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to keep it until I get a better copy. The jacket's absolutely fine, but the record itself had a little, you can't even see it. It's got a little scratch somewhere, but you can't actually see it. But when you play it, and the whole album plays absolutely fine, but this one spot, and I cleaned, and it's still, it repeats, click, click, it keeps repeating. But I played it, and I've cleaned it, and I can't see anything. But finding stuff in my own collection, and then also finding stuff in a collection that you bought that's damaged, that you can't do anything with, you just spent money on it. So you have to, figure what's a good price. But anyway, so finding stuff that's damaged, that bothers me. But I've gone through all of my entire record collection, and there might be stuff in there that's no good, but I'm constantly taking them out and trading them in for a better copy that I just got in. So that kind of stresses me out when I know I've had a record for 10 or 15 years, and I find out it's no good or it's damaged. Anyway, same thing I just already talked about, this purchasing albums and you find out that they're no good. I'm getting better at, because I look at literally every single record I buy. I look at it, but you can't catch it all. And trust me, I don't care who you are. You say it doesn't happen to you, you're lying. I look through everything, but you can't catch everything. So it kind of stinks when you go home. And actually what happened was, just this. This stresses me out. This is and this is actually for sale. I've got a few records over there. I might show when I do the room tour. That are for sale. Again, I buy and sell. But this right here, this is Panic at the Disco. This is original 2008 pressing. It's complete. It's got the letter of authenticity. It's like 256 of 10,000 copies pressed, and it's got this. It's got the little whoop. It was mint. Yeah. It's got a puzzle. Never touched. Never opened. Everything's intact. The only thing that's missing is the CD. The DVD is there, but I brought it home, and this is actually, this retails original pressing. It's been reissued many times over, but this original pressing retails for $200 to $300. And I bought this. I got it at a really good price, and I got home and there's a warp in the record. I paid enough for it. I think I can at least get my money back. It's complete minus the CD. It's that stuff. The thing is, I try not to spend too much, because when you spend too much, and you're screwed and you can't get out of it. But I didn't pay much for it. It retails a lot more, for a lot more. Like I said, $200 to $300. It was complete, but pretty much complete minus the CD. But the album is damaged. It's warped. It plays fine, but there's a little warp in it. That kind of sucks. So let's see here. 3 songs or albums that have played a big role in your life. Well, this was quite easy. Now, I think this is all of them. So I might combine a couple of these questions. 3 songs or albums that have played a big role in your life. Well, first off, Woodstock. I love Woodstock. This album has played. This was in. Was it in the first batch of records I bought? Maybe not. I might have bought this a little later. But this is original pressing. It's you know, I love the time. I love the genre of music that Janis Joplin, CCR, Canned Heat. I love all that music. Jimi Hendrix, of course. I love the music from that time, and they tried to. I especially just love Woodstock itself. I think it was Woodstock played such a big role in everybody's lives. It certainly played a big role in my life. I obviously am not old enough to have been there, but I am actually going to combine this with my number. The other question is songs or albums that are about places that you've been or you want to go to. So I'm going to kind of go between those 2 questions, because Woodstock has never been able to be duplicated. It's never been successful. Okay, it may have been a complete and total loss for Michael Lang back with the original Woodstock, because he lost everything. Everybody, all the people that put money forward, they lost everything. They gained nothing. But this has played such a big. This album, the genre of music, everybody that was there has played such a big part in my life. I'm actually taking a trip. I'm actually leaving tomorrow. I'm going to Bethel, New York, and I'm going to the Bethel Museum for the Arts, which is the original. It's a museum that is on the site of the original Woodstock concert. I'm going there tomorrow. I'm going to be going all week, and I just it's something I've been planning for years, and I've been talking about it with my wife, and kind of going back and forth when it's a good time to go, blah 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 blah. So we thought about it a few years ago. We were close going a couple of years ago, but it just didn't work out. But this year we are going to the Bethel. It's called the Bethel Museum for the Arts, and it's in part of the museum is dedicated to Woodstock, obviously, but it's sort of for the arts. So they have a lot of concerts, a lot of big name stuff, a lot of local stuff, I guess, too. But it's quite a venue to see concerts. I'm not going there for a concert. I'm just going there to sort of just go check out the part of the museum that's dedicated to Woodstock. Because I think it's next month in August, they're commemorating the 50th anniversary of Woodstock, and they're going to have a bunch of stuff going on at that time. I can't go at that time because I'll be on vacation somewhere else. Plus, I don't think I would enjoy going there. Anyway, but I am going tomorrow. I am going this week, and I'm really excited about going. Standing or walking the same place that some of the artists back in the day went, and just sort of taking a look at maybe some, archival footage maybe that might be there, or some things from that time that might be there. I just, I love that time. It's like I said, it's never been duplicated. I know it's been done in the 90s a few times. It has not been successful, and you know, maybe it was a complete money loss for the investors of Michael Lang, but it's part of history, and it's something that means a lot to me, and I am so looking forward to going and checking out the original site of Woodstock. So, as I mentioned, Woodstock, CCR, Canned Heat, they all played a huge part in my life. You know, CCR, okay? In my record collecting, I have listened to CCR, John Fogerty, Tom Fogerty. I've been listening to them for years, and I have the utmost respect for CCR, and it is a shame that they can't just let things go and do a reunion thing with John, Stu, and Doug, as of course Tom has passed away. And also CCR Canned Heat has been a huge part in my record collecting. And also this album here, The Mamas and the Papas, Farewell to the First Golden Era. It's my favorite album from them, and it was actually in the first batch of records that I ever bought, so this has a big part in my life. Want to come down? Not done? Come down? So, moving right along. So, they've had a big part in my life as well. In Woodstock, of course, as I said. I can't wait for the trip that I'm going on tomorrow. It's going to be very excited about it. Let's see, what others... I think I answered all of that. And he had mentioned asking a few people the bands or artists that they like, just random people, co-workers, your family, whatever. I've asked quite a few people. I think the best answer is from my son Logan, who's 12, and my daughter Zoe, who's sitting right over there, could probably answer a question. He said he's listened to the radio, and he's totally into. He's 12, and he knows John Fogerty's voice. When he hears John Fogerty, when he hears CCR, he can call the voice out. And he's when he hears Queen, he knows Freddie Mercury too. So I'm definitely molding him into listen to good music, and I'm going to be setting up a stereo system for him in his new room that we kind of changed things around in the house. He's getting a new room, and I'm going to put a vintage stereo system together for him, and maybe we'll show that when that's all done. And my daughter, who's sitting right over there, she's kind of into the same. She'll do the same thing. She hears these bands. She knows Queen. She knows Freddie Mercury. She knows John Fogerty, and off the top of my head, I know there are others that they call out when they listen to them, and I think it's funny because sometimes I don't get it, but they do. So we're gonna do. I guess I can do a room tour. I'm gonna try not to talk too much. And if I hadn't said this already, Brandon, congratulations, 6,000 subscribers. I'm trailing right behind you. I'm getting close. I'm close. I'm getting there. I'm close. So let's go over this way. I got to spin this around. So basically what happens is when you come down, alrighty, we have a couple of photographs there of Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix. And my favorite photo of the band CCR. Let's see if I can get this in. This is the favorite. I have many publicity photos, but this is my favorite one, and probably one of, if not their first, if I were to guess. Okay, so we're gonna skim around this way. Okay, got my TV there, and a little Star Wars lunchbox up there with vintage R2D2. See if it squeaks. Vintage from 1970s. Still works. Okay. And then, and just that's, I've got 3 different IKEA, three different ones that are all put together. These are basically from A to Z, pretty much classic rock. Okay. And some of them are broken up or broken down into like Deep Purple, Canned Heat, CCR. Look at this, CCR, Tom Fogerty. I've done a video on that extensive collection, several copies of each. And like I said, also Tom Fogerty. If you haven't listened to Tom Fogerty, I highly suggest. Let's see if I can find a couple of them, because he is. I feel bad because he felt like he was riding the coattails of his brother, which would be his younger brother, John. Here's Zephyr National. That's kind of a rare one, kind of hard one to find. Here's another one. This is his self-titled, but I highly recommend. This is Tom Fogerty Excalibur. That's another rare one. I mean, rare. I mean, how rare? I mean, I don't know how rare, but I know some of them are really hard to find. I have all of his stuff. Anyway, but I did a very extensive video on Tom Fogerty a while ago. Well, not just Tom Fogerty, but CCR, and I showed every single album I have. Obviously, some are duplicates, and some are sealed. But anyway, got a little Bee Gees over here. Love the Bee Gees. I'm not afraid to admit it. Got the Beatles over here. You know, so that's all A to Z. And then down below, see if I can get it. Down below, 1, 2, 3, 4. All of those are albums that I am currently listening to. I've cleaned them. They just need to be put away, but some of them are in rotation right now. And so it'll come right over here. And I have a couple of, where's my finger? A couple of CCR lithographs. One's a black and white. Let's see if I can get a better picture of this. These 2 lithographs. Like I said, you got a black and white one, and then you have the colored one. These are, I love these. I've had these for a number of years. I love them. I think they're great. Okay. They fit right up on the wall there. It's where they were meant to be. I have some of these. These are some of the John Fogerty concerts I've been to. These set lists are not copies. I did not print them. Those are directly from the concerts. One from 2013, the other one 2017. And these are pictures that I took at the concert. And this one I did not take. This was just a... I just found that picture somewhere, but these over here, I did take those pictures. A Brandon Nago Motley Crue. It's a Motley Crue handbag. I've had that for, I probably had that probably for as long as I've been collecting. There's a couple things over there. You know who Robert Englund is? Back in about 85. To Michael from Willie. If anybody is any sci-fi fans out there, well, you know of Freddy Krueger, of course. But back in the day, back before he was Freddy Krueger, he was known as Willie from a miniseries / TV show called V. That was before he was known as Freddy Krueger. So I've talked about this poster before. This is one of the first things I put up on a wall. It is an original from the first film. It's not a reissue or anything. It's not modern. If you look very closely, I literally dug this. I dug this out of the dumpster, out of a dumpster. Somebody had crumpled it into a ball. I brought it home and I did the best I could to straighten it out. But I framed that up and it looks absolutely fucking great up there. A couple things over there. This is an award I got at work. Outstanding support person. Can't really see it very well, but Got that award at work there, and that definitely deserves to be on the wall. Moving right along. My little CD. I don't have nearly as many CDs as a lot of people, or especially Brandon, but this is my little CD rack right here. And so yeah, there's some there. And moving right along here, try not to make everybody dizzy. I've got the man right here, John Fogerty. It's the cover of his unreleased, mysterious unreleased Hoodoo album. When he went solo. This is my. So I got the JVC QLF4 turntable. Okay. Needs a little cleaning. Got my my receiver down there. Toshiba. I forgot the name. Toshiba. Got a CD player and the turntable. And these headphones right there. I have to do a maybe a newer, or excuse me, an equipment tour, because I just got these Koss headphones recently. I this year, 2019, is the year for me for record collecting, also for vintage gear. You will not believe the story on how I got these, but these are original. They're like top of the line from Koss from the 1970s, but I'm not going to go too much detail. But I got those. Unbelievable story on how I got those. If anybody's interested, maybe I'll do a video on a couple of pieces of equipment. Maybe I'll go into further detail. But I got those. I absolutely love these things. I've been waiting for years to get the right pair, because I didn't want to just get a pair. But these are original from Koss, and they are unfucking believable. If you want headphones, go vintage. And Koss is still in business. And but anyway, those are great headphones. I have a couple little right here, a couple little posters. That's an original poster right there. This goes along with one of their live concerts that I have. It's a live concert, and there's like three things that go together. It's this poster, the live concert, and something else that goes with it, and it's sort of like a whole package. But this is an original from one of their live concerts. And I got some John Fogerty guitar picks up there. I put that all together. I just took a little photograph I had of John Fogerty and all the guitar picks. And those are all real John Fogerty guitar picks. Any CCR fan is going to know this record right here. That is from the Scorpio label by the Gollywogs. Look at John, Tom, all rocking their little, where is it? Hold on. Yep, right here. Rocking their little, their dues. I don't even know what to say. That's so fucking goofy. But yeah, anybody CCR fan, they're gonna know what that is. That's a really rare 45 I have right there, and that's what CCR was, the Gollywogs. And I have this little publicity photo too, right here. It just says thank you. It says Creedence Clearwater Revival and from Fantasy. Going right along to this part of the collection is we have comedy. I have folk. I have Mississippi John Hurt. Brandon, if you haven't heard of Mississippi John Hurt, I'm sure you have, and I'd actually like to know if you have any from him. I have a couple from, and his stuff is really hard to come by. But buy it when you see it, because it is extremely hard to find. You know his story, you'll know why. So, Brandon, I'd like to know if you have any Mississippi John Hurt. Unbelievable. You'll definitely like it if you don't have any. Down here, I just have kind of miscellaneous. I have like jazz. I've got like a reggae with some box sets over here. Bing Crosby. Some other box sets. Grand Ole Opry. Tennessee Ernie Ford box set that I actually forgot I had. It's great stuff right there. What else? I have this complete Time Life. It's called, I think it's called Legendary Singers. Legendary Singers. Okay, complete box set. Each box has I want to say it's got 3 albums in it. 2 or 3. Jeez, I can't remember. I think there were 3 in each, but this one's absolutely complete. You have Peggy Lee, Bing Crosby,